Um, Kind of a book idea, kind of, my own little tagline idea for just self-improvement ideas of stop beating yourself up for your own emotions. You're normal. You're supposed to have emotions. You're exposed to be angry and sad and happy and joyful and laugh. And you're normal when you're having, am I this way? Am I that way? This is so hard. My whole life is coming apart. Everything is against me. Everybody has those thoughts. And not even everybody has those thoughts. Everybody lives with those thoughts, with those projections of being insecure and self-deprecating behavior, self-abusive behavior in some sort of small way. You might not see it all the time. You could see people that are projecting themselves as normal. They're driving their big Lexus or Mercedes, and you see them chatting and laughing while they're going down the freeway. A lot of people, they're going through their own emotional crises and stuff like that, but and you don't see something, beating themselves up or whatever, or they just, accept that they are having those emotions and it's really okay and they're dealing with them, which is horrible. Dealing with them meaning acknowledging them, still making the phone call to see what else they can do, still facing themselves in the mirror every day, or they're not, the world's not falling apart on them, or they're just maintaining it with just as much duct tape as they can find, because we all do that too. All of those aspects of people, normal. It's okay. You don't need to beat yourself up for not being that person or not doing that right, or even if you're the president of the United States or the king of the universe or, Thor himself. We all have our own inner conflicts. You're normal. The Bible talks about them. Every aspect of every self-help book talks about them. And everybody in dealing with yourself. You're normal and how you deal with the world. Because this is where you're at. That's why, you hear the Buddhists and they're only talking about the now, being in the now, the power of now. It's not Buddhist, but that's, all these different books about having, or, people's different teachings on remaining present, because that's also the practice of less suffering, which is, spoken to. And that less suffering is the acceptance of the emotions you are having. It's not beating yourself up for not having the emotions. CenturyLink Field? Did Quest Field, get its name changed? That's weird. I didn't know that. Quest Field is no longer Quest Field, it is CenturyLink. Huh. So, but to continue, you're not... I just, did the squirrel. Squirrel? But every every belief system has some construct, too, on how to let you feel like you're remaining in that much more control of your life. And even control of your life is accepting that life is chaotic. We are not operating in an organized world. There is no ideal. There is no ideal. There's just your ability to be human while things are happening. Because every construct from, an amoeba on up, from a single-celled organism on up, is looking for predictability and control. You're not unique. None of us are unique. Don't give people those projections that they are unique because you feel like they have much more control going on in their lives. And it's not that they have much more control, it's that they're just accepting what is happening in their life. Because it's normal. Sometimes you're broke. Sometimes you're rich. Sometimes you're wealthy. Sometimes our parents die. Sometimes, horrible things happen. We get in car accidents. You get sick. And it's devastating. And it's devastating. And it changes you. And it changes you. Normal. That's being human. That is developing yourself. Accepting that self. That's it. That's all you're doing. Accepting this self. Because you're normal. We all laugh and cry and have misery and self-suffering and ego battles and joyous experiences that change your own species. Career conflict, the basic stuff like child rendering. I know that's even seeming real, but raising your children, and the fears that go along with that, because you are responsible. You chose to bring a life onto this earth, and you are responsible for helping your child grow and hopefully be better than you. We can't be there for them all the time or anything close to that, but all you can do is hopefully accept them for who they are and support them and being who they want to be. Because that's going to mean too them trying out everything in the world, failing at things, but you support them while they do. You just support them. It's hard. You won't get it. You'll be like, oh, in the hell did my child just do that? You'll have to do the oddest things. Go pick them up from jail. Some will knock up their girlfriend way too young. And you'll just see all that stuff that they're doing, and it will freak you out because you're normal. That's it. You're normal. That's all that matters. Everybody around the world has the same life situation. 7 billion of us on this tiny little blue ball hurling through space. 7 billion of us all worried about the same things. It doesn't matter if you're in communist China, Arab Spring member, doesn't matter if you're Gaddafi or Barack Obama or, George Bush or Mitt Romney or Rick Perry or, Katy Perry or Lady Gaga. It doesn't matter. They're all struggling with their same struggles every day. Is my family going to be okay? Am I going to be able to handle the responsibilities that I have? I don't know if I can handle the responsibilities that I have. And those responsibilities, they range, but for us, that is our individual life, and it matters. You know why? Because you're normal. It's supposed to matter to you. Who else is it happening to? Like your kid putting food on the table. You think there's just that worry here in this country? No. I understand you have possessiveness, if that's our wheat, that's my bread, that's my money, that's, my driving lane, don't cut me off, everybody throws a middle finger, whatever, you normal, that's life, awesome, and on every 7 billion, all 7 billion of us are just maintaining through our experience, and hopefully, you're saying, wow, it's not that I'm going to do better by my experiences. It's like I'm going to accept the experiences that I'm having, and enjoy the presentness that it gives me. Because it's hard. It's difficult. It is really difficult. And that's the struggle too. Because we have all these experiences that are sometimes horrific. You could be in jail and committed some kind of horrible crime, and you're like beating yourselves up, but there's also, here's the other stretch of that. There are sociopathic tendencies, where you are mentally disabled, and it's not, your own fault, or, maybe you just been handed that dealt of cards, and we don't know how cells mutate. Well, we know that they mutate, but how they're going to mutate, there's no way. There's no way of noticing that, of knowing that, but, but that's part of being this human experience. It sucks. It sucks. Yes. It is awesome. Yes. It is joyous. Yes. It is terrifying. Yes. Normal. Fucking, the only movement is hopefully a space that you can just realize your own inner life, that it's okay because it's hard, but I'm not doing anything, I'm not experiencing anything else nobody else has experienced in some way in their life. You're not alone. You're human. We do many things in common with one another. constantly. Because we all have 2 legs and 2 arms and eyeballs and hair and lungs and kidneys, but sometimes you might, and that might have to be your life, because in this situation, that's what's happening for you now. In the wheelchair, and incapable of digesting wheat, or having bee allergies, or seizures, or heart problems, or you're overweight, or disabled soldier, and it's like, these are the experiences we are having on this planet. That's it. That's what's happening here. These are those experiences. It's okay. Normal. Throughout all of time, our warriors have fallen. They have been hurt. We've had to take care of them. We've felt sad for them. All throughout time. And then there's people that feel completely indifferent. All throughout all time. Normal. And the peace, I feel like the peace that you can receive, that peace and helping the conflict about you having emotions, help you settle the conflict that you're having about yourself for having these emotions. I think the movement, the practice is just to understand that you're normal, and that these emotions you're having are normal. And then, as like many Buddhists teach, or the Zen monks I've learned this from, was experience the emotion. Experience all of the emotion. Be happy until you can't be happy anymore in that emotion. Be mad until you be mad. Be sad until you can't done being sad. Cry until you don't have a tear left. Dance until you collapse. Experience all that. Say that word you want to say to that person, because it gets you that closure. And the reason why we do that is because it relieves the conflict. It relieves our conflict. We don't have to sit with the resentment that you didn't tell that person that she was hot, or he was hot, or the fact that you felt like you were in a fight when you were in 3rd grade and you didn't step up for yourself like you said, or you wouldn't sit and say that witty remark, or you didn't get that thing right at work, or whatever. Accepting and just going through those emotions until they're over with. You have no more questions left with them. They're all answered for you. You don't have any resentment about not speaking, because you're worth talking. It's worth it for you to talk. It is. You're normal. You're normal. I love you because you're normal.